Hey YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel web for all things geeky and cool. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the Funko review and unboxing video. Brand new product, just received it today, a Pop Ads Icon item. Of course, we're talking about Tony the Tiger, or rather the vintage version of Tony the Tiger. This particular pop takes liberty from the original design of Tony the Tiger from Kellogg's Frosted Flakes back in, I believe, 1958. This is the way they basically made it from the vinyl figure form of how Tony the Tiger looked back then. But before I go anywhere, before we dig deep into this particular Funko item, I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers for watching my content and continue to watch and support me on YouTube. If you're someone new, never watched any of my videos before, please give this video a like at the bottom of the page and click the subscribe button, which is a picture of my face you'll see at the bottom, or the 8-bit icon of myself in the lower right hand screen of this video. This will help this video go across the YouTube platform for people looking for this sort of content can find it. That being put aside, this guy's pretty cool. I'm not a big Tony the Tiger fan, but the ad icons, or rather pop ad icons, are really notable for the Funko line. This is sort of a sub-line within Funko, and a lot of people may collect a certain type of Funko products. For example, Star Wars. Maybe they only collect Star Wars pops. They might only collect pop ad icons. And they do things for like certain breakfast cereals, let's say Hostess, a lot of big name brands for their ad icons, their mascots, if you will, made or came into the Funko treatment. And this guy is completely different than the Tony Tiger we've seen previously. I put a picture on the screen so you can see what he looks like. He comes in both the standard size and a 10-inch variant. The normal size pop is extremely rare, extremely hard to find. It basically commands a price point of about $250 on eBay. Now this is a Funko Shop exclusive. I don't know the piece count specifically for this guy. The original Tony the Tiger, the guy we just showed on the screen a second ago, had a piece count of 3,000 items, 3,000 pieces rather, worldwide. The only way to get that item was through the Funko Shop like this guy, or through, let's say, eBay or third-party vendor. Similar to this guy, but I don't know the piece count for this particular guy. It's way more than 3,000 pieces. If it wasn't, it would say 3,000 or lower. And usually the pop ad icons usually command a higher price on the secondary market, especially when the pop goes and gets vaulted. It goes up exponentially higher because the pop ad icons are very much in demand, and we'll talk more about that in the breakdown segment. Speaking of breakdowns, we're doing a full breakdown of this guy here. We'll look at the packaging as a whole, we'll look at the paint articulation if it has any, and conclude final thoughts for you, the viewer. Should you spend the money and basically go to eBay now, because it's the only way to get it, because it's sold out at the Funko store, and see, is it worth it to buy the pop ad icon vintage Tony the Tiger Kellogg's mascot? Stay tuned, guys. We're going to a breakdown. All right, guys, we're in a breakdown segment looking at the Funko Shop exclusive pop ad icon Kellogg's Frosted Flakes vintage version of Tony Tiger pop number 121. And the very first thing in the breakdown segment we look at is the packaging and presentation. Really cool packaging design. I like what Funko did with the design. It looks a little bit different, and it really showcasing off some of the old school feel of what this character looked like back in 1958. So let's break down this packaging. Right here at the top we have the Pop's ad icon. This tells you what line this belongs in. The Frosted Flakes logo. This is how the Frosted Flakes logo looked back in the mid-50s, or rather late 50s. This is how it looked. They changed the logo when they changed Tony the Tiger. They implemented a different look and feel as the Tony Tiger we know of this day. And of course this changed as well. Number 121 in that line. Of course we have a great shot of Tony Tiger on the side here. Great art. What it looks like on the center here is a nice window box display. Over here at the bottom you have the all-important Funko Shop exclusive sticker. And of course it says here Tony the Tiger at the bottom. Now if you're going to ask me, look, how many pieces did they make? The original one that came out several years ago was 3,000 pieces. This one, I don't know, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I don't know how many pieces they made for this. I'm going to guess probably, if I ask me my personal opinion, I want to say probably in the realm of 15,000, maybe 20,000 pieces. Unless it was said here, the piece count, how limited it was, I want to say about 15 to 20,000 pieces, probably what they made for this guy. This thing did sell out, but it took about, I want to say, between 20 and 30 minutes. I think I could be wrong on a time frame, compared to the original 3,000 piece count, which sold out in minutes. Again, value usually comes to how rare, how scarce those items are, and what people are willing to pay for those items. So that being said, let's come over here and take a look at the side shot of him. Looks great right here. Over here you have Tony the Tiger right there. Looks really, really good. And of course the back of the packaging is really, really iconic. I like the back of the packaging here. Looks really, really good. We have, of course, what it looks like basically if you took a poster or a box of cereal, this is how it would have looked back in the day. And they really nailed this look to this character. It looks just like him, comparatively speaking. I really, really like what they did. Let's put him on the turntable here and spin him around for a little bit so you can see what it looks like. I really like this packaging here. It's, again, a throwback to the old school feel of Tony the Tiger. Looks really, really good. I think they did a really good job of taking that old school icon, the vintage feel of Tony the Tiger, and making it in vinyl figure form. With that being said, guys, let's get this guy out of packaging and continue the breakdown segment. Alright guys, we have our pop ad icon number 121, the vintage version of Tony the Tiger from the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereals out of packaging. And next thing we do, we take a pop out of packaging, is we look at the paint and articulation. Really cool look for this particular guy. It looks completely different than the Tony Tiger we know nowadays. From the 1950s, this is how he was portrayed. He looks more like a person, or more like you took a tiger and a person and amalgamated them together to spit out this guy, as opposed to the Tony Tiger we know nowadays, which is a bigger, bulkier version of it. They still took a person and made it just a bigger person, but this one really looks more tiger than the newer version that we see nowadays of Tony the Tiger. So let's break down the way this guy looks. The design of him looks really, really good. I love it. He's in the orange and black deco. That face sculpt looks really, really good. I love the smile, the tongue right here, the red bandana, and that gold spoon, which is showcased on the back of the cereal boxes. He's always sit there holding his spoon. So I do like how Funko had the attention to detail to sculpt that spoon in place as well. He has his arm right to his side. Again, the orange and black deco. Going to the back of the character, it looks really good. Again, he looks more like a person than the newer version we've seen of Tony, which looks like more like a bodybuilder. I do like how the tail curves here. One thing Funko has done very, very well nowadays is they can really portray animals very, very well, especially pets, dogs and cats. They can make them look very, very well. Of course, he is a tiger just standing on two legs, more like a person. Again, person and a tiger merged together. But he looks much thinner than the Tony Tiger we've seen today. Articulation, very important. Is there any articulation with this guy? Yes. His head will spin 360 with no hindrance. He is not a bobblehead. He does not need a figure stand. There is no peg points in the feet. He stands well. He will not fall down. He stands well on his own. Let's spin him around on the turntable so you can see what he looks like in 360 here. Again, looks really, really good. Well worth it, in my personal opinion. If you're a fan of Tony the Tiger and Kellogg's, maybe even the Pops ad icons, this may be something up your alley. Looks really, really good, as I mentioned before. Price point is about $15 US, which I purchased for this guy. Of course, with tax and shipping, it was a little over $23. Really cool character. I highly recommend this guy if you're a fan of Tony Tiger, or if you're a fan of the Pops ad icon. This may be something up your alley. Again, if you ask my personal opinion, how much is he really valued at? If you said, Rook, how much would you spend on this guy? I personally would not spend more than $30 on this guy. I wouldn't go technically over $25, but on eBay, usually it's much more difficult to get it at that cost. eBay scalpers usually will charge, if this thing is $15, you're looking at about $30, the cheapest you'll find it. I seen it going from $40 to $50 on eBay. So I do hope you do like this presentation. Let's go to final thoughts and wrap up this video. Alright guys, final thoughts on the Tony Tiger Pop ad icon number 121, the vintage version of Tony Tiger. Should you buy this pop? It's a really cool pop. On the secondary market, they might price gouge the heck out of this. I've seen on eBay going between $40 and $50. That's the typical price for these sort of guys, especially when we don't know the piece count for this particular pop. Again, the original one that came out several years ago was limited to 3,000 pieces worldwide, and that one really commanded a high price point, and still to this day, it's over about 250 bucks on eBay right now. If you looked on it, it's about 250 for this guy. But I like what they did with this particular Tony Tiger. This is a throwback, vintage, if you will, to the original Tony the Tiger mascot design for Frosted Flakes back in the mid-50s. I believe it was 1958 to 59, until they designed him a little bit differently. But I like the way he looks. He looks much lankier than the Tony Tiger that we see now, which looks much more bulky. This is very, very thin-looking tiger compared to the tiger we saw originally with the new, or rather the old version of Tony the Tiger. Is it worth your money? Again, I got this guy on the Funko shop. I got it as soon as it released that particular day. It was about a week and a half ago as far as recording of this video. Price point for this guy was $15 US. Again, he's commanding a much higher price on the secondary market, on your eBays, maybe even your Amazons or third-party sellers. You're probably looking at least, I want to say maybe lowest is 30, 35 bucks. I've seen this going much higher, up to the $50 price point. Again, as far as, if you ask my personal opinion, how much you should spend on this is how much you think the value of this particular guy is. I don't think personally, if you ask my personal opinion, you said, Rook, how much do you think this guy's worth? I don't think he's more than $30, in my personal opinion. I don't think he's higher than $30 on the secondary market. Again, cool pop, but nothing higher than $30. Again, he looks really cool, holding his spoon, really neat idea. And again, the back of the packaging, which you showcased in the breakdown segment, is what he looked back in the day. That was the feel of this vintage pop. So I do hope you like my video review of the Pop Ad Icon number 121, the vintage version of Tony Tiger from the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. Remember to click the like button at the bottom of the page, click the subscribe button, picture my face. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to be notified of my latest videos. And of course, last but not least, click windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys, and see you next video, and bye-bye.